Over the series so far, Bertus and I have been demystifying one of the most important components of our car's safety, and therefore our safety on the roads, our braking system, with a huge importance put on preventative maintenance. Now, from our brief experience together already, it seems like brake fluid is an area that is often overlooked. I see you've got your usual bag of tricks here. What are we talking about today?
Yeah, I'm excited. Today we're talking about brake fluid, the most overlooked component of a brake system. Now, over the years, I've seen that brake fluid could lead to a number of failures, and it's very difficult to identify why a failure actually occurred when the last thing that you think about is brake fluid. Today, I'm going to show our viewers the correct way of bleeding a brake system as well, and talking about the specification on the brake fluid itself. I've actually brought a couple of samples with to show you and our viewers at home the different stages that brake fluid goes through in its lifetime. The first one is brake fluid straight out of the bottle. Brand new brake fluid, never been used in a system, and you can actually see it's nice and clear. No debris or any dirt inside that brake fluid. No breakdown on that brake fluid that you've got in your hand. The second one is a good sample of brake fluid that operated for a period of about 60,000 kilometers. And just by looking at it, you can see all the dirt and debris, the black particles inside the brake fluid. When brake fluid looks like that, it's time to replace it. And I brought another one that I've actually drained off a vehicle recently where they've complained about brake performance, and they've changed all the hard components on the vehicle, and actually was the brake fluid that was faulty. Look at that amount of dirt.
So the point you do not want to get to.
No, definitely not. So, braking system is a safety critical item, and brake fluid, it plays a big role in that system as a complete whole. So it's very important to change that brake fluid on the recommended service intervals or period of time that's passed according to manufacturer specifications. While we're talking about brake fluid, I want to mention specification. It's very important to get the right brake fluid for your vehicle. You get 3 different ratings of brake fluid: .4, .5, .5.1. Something to remember, there's a base difference between the brake fluids. .5 is actually a silicon-based brake fluid, and if you fill any other vehicle with a silicon-based brake fluid, you might encounter a failure that you're not aware of. So it's very important to remember to fit the correct brake fluid that's specified by the manufacturer in your vehicle. It's easy to identify. Just looking at the filler cap, it actually indicates on this one a .3 or .4 brake fluid. But remember, .3 is not allowed by law to be filled into any vehicle at this stage. So minimum specification will be a .4 rated brake fluid.
We've identified the need to change our brake fluid. How do we go about bleeding it, and how often should we be going through the process?
When it gets to brake bleeding, unfortunately it takes 2 people to bleed the brakes. I'm going to ask you to get in the vehicle and listen to what I'm saying, and you must actually do what I'm telling you to do. So let's do that. Let's get you in the vehicle.
Right.
So now we're actually going to bleed the brakes. First fit the spanner, then the bleeding bottle, so you can actually see the brake fluid when it comes through. And Graham, please pump the brakes. Hold it. There you can see nice clean brake fluid through the system. You can actually see on the brake fluid container as well, the brake fluid is in very good condition. So it's not necessary to bleed the whole system through. Just make sure that all the air is out of the system.